Hi friends, today I have the honor and pleasure of introducing to you Dr. Sryla PB. She is a damn sky regular student from Thrissur and she has an awesome rank of 13 in this year's INICET 2020, India's first exam where all four central institutes were contributing to the paper. So beta, how do you feel today after getting such an awesome rank?
Sir, I feel very happy, sir. A little bit above the ground, but very happy.
Hmm. And tell me, what was the first reaction when you saw your rank?
Sir, honestly, I was very shocked initially. I kept checking my roll number again and again to see if it was me only. Then I told my parents, and I was very happy.
And initially, we were discussing, and you were telling me that last year, you after internship, you had not prepared for your exam, and you gave the first attempt at NEETPG, and you had a rank of 30,000. And then you continued working forward, and the mid-year in the JIPMER exam, you had a rank of 2,000. And then still you continued forward. You said, no, 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 this is not the true me. I will make sure that I show to the world what I am capable of. And you continued. And in November, now you're sitting with me, giving an interview, getting a rank 13. You have converted a 30,000 rank in January to 13 rank in November. That is awesome. That is credible. And I'm so proud of you. Tell me about it, Beta. How are you feeling? And what did you tell yourself at that rank? And what did you tell yourself in the mid-year?
Initially, after my internship, I was not expecting anything, so it did not affect me at all. Like if I had studied and got a rank like that, it would have really depressed me a lot. But since I did not study, I was not feeling bad. So I had decided to start studying after that. So after that, what happened is that COVID happened, and then we got an extension of our internship. So that was a little that was bad. Like in April, I lost around just 20 days. But then after that, I started, and in Jipmar, I wanted to see I had missed the dates for applying for AIMS. Actually, that's what happened. Otherwise, I would have given that also. So in Jipmar, I gave the exam, and I wanted to see where I stood. So I had already got 2,000, so I used to feel very confident after that. Like if 30,000 can become 2,000, I can definitely get something inside 100. That was my aim, be inside 100. And I've worked at least 13 or 14 hours a day after that. And it was like a tough journey, but it was very nice. Actually, I was enjoying what I was doing. And
But
parents
I would like to, ask you that, in between, there would have been people who would have advised कि 30,000 में, try to, take some preclinical or 2,000 पे जिपमर में कुछ पीछे ले ले, and did they, what kept you going?
what kept me going, I actually did not talk to such people, so I think that was like a great thing. I know there are some people who say things like that. Like even after after finishing the MBBS, after coming out from the college, like there are people who say like now we are all the same. Like there's nothing to differentiate us. We are all doctors only. Like things like that. Like you feel bad because we have I'm a student who studied very well during all my MBBS years. So I wanted to get in a good college, and I wanted to make a difference, and that was the main aim.
I think you were always, very driven by the fact that you are a good student and you had this in your mind that I should get a rank which reflects my hard work. And that is why, I think you were not satisfied with whatever was happening in the media. You were like, this is not me. I'm a good student. I'll make it happen. I think, that is the spirit. And I think I'm very, very proud of the entire journey that you have done. And, it is like, credible actually to do this. You have improved because why am I saying this is credible? Because I also know the background that 2020 was not an easy year to manage otherwise also. In 2020, sometimes the lockdown is happening, some pandemic is coming, some people are falling sick. It is not easy. Then despite all that, the determination that you have shown is credible. I salute your hard work. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It means a lot coming from you. Like I used to mark your videos, where you say non-academic stuff to motivate us, and we used to sit and watch whenever I used to feel down. Yours and Rajiv sir's.
And also, beta, I also now want to know from you, your experience in the regular course this year. How was your experience with the regular course? What were your expectations, and did we meet your expectations in terms of the quality of the lectures and the notes?
Initially, when I joined once, I was a little apprehensive because I didn't know how to sit for 12 hours for a class, and I was a little apprehensive initially. But later, when I started the classes, they were so awesome. Like the concepts were crystal clear, and even the things that I thought I knew, they were polished to perfection. And the classes were awesome. So I had no difficulty in attending all those long lectures. They were not like lectures actually. They were very informative, and I enjoyed it very much.
And were you happy with the way we evolved during the pandemic? Like, if you might have noticed that in March there was a lockdown, and then there was an advisory to go online, and within a week we shifted the classes to the mobile app live. Were you happy with the way we helped you through both the things like Sky satellite centers and the through the mobile app when needed?
Yes, sir. Like it was very impressive how the DVT was conducted. I think that is a main thing of the year that happened, and also like even now, even NEETPG got postponed, and now I can see that fast track course. Like you can trust them, so whatever happens.
Thank you so much. And now, when you talk about integration, when you were giving this year's AIM INICET exam, did you feel that when we were doing DVT, we were on the right track? There were so many questions which were integrated, which had like physiology integration, anatomy integration, or radiology, pathology. Did you feel that that is the right track?
Yes, sir, definitely. It was very good. And like how you always in your videos, you can see, you can hear the voices of your teachers. Like it's a very good resource to watch in the last few days because when you don't know what to do, it's a very good thing to sit and just watch that videos. It's very helpful. And Teams Capsule also, I feel it was very helpful in that aspect. Like all the topics from that only.
And especially COVID, I think that is worth mentioning here. The COVID capsule part of the AIMS capsule. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched that, and I can definitely say that if I did not watch that, I would have regretted it so much because 5 or 6 questions that came directly from that. When I was giving the exam, I felt that if I had not watched, it would have been, I would not be here.
I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so happy that you can proudly say that you took the right decisions in your life. You decided to repeat. You decided to let go of the mid-year ranks, and you said no. I will continue further because you wanted to do medicine and a branch of your choice in a big place. And I think what you have done is credible. Can you also tell me, Sryla, what was the role of class notes that you made in the classes? Were you happy with the notes that you made in the class, and how did they help you in revision?
So, actually, dance notes were the only main resource that I used this year. So I can say that that is the only thing that I use. So uh, it is perfect actually. And it's very concise. That's the thing. Like you can just revise it in a few days. Even the big subjects, small short subjects, you can just revise in half a day or one day maybe. Like it's that concise. If you have gone through once or twice, it's very simple to revise, and it's very useful, sir. There's no doubt.
And plus, you have made them with your own hand also. I think that also adds an ease of quick review because you have written them yourself, so you can quickly read them and they talk to your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And did you also use the facilities on eMedicos like DAMS question bank, the test series? Did you use them? And what was your experience with them?
So I did give a GT. Initially, I gave a GT every month. Then I
Mhm.
started giving every week, and it was very useful. And after the classes ended, I in 20 days I did all the 20 subject-wise tests, and I think that it's a very good way to revise what we have already learned. Like almost all the topics are covered in that subject-wise test. So it's a very good resource, especially the tests. And they have video solutions. That's what attracts me the most. Like you don't have to spend a lot of time reviewing everything. Like, after watching the video solution, I would just go through again what I've done wrong, and that's enough. Like it's very short. Everything is within a set time capsule. That's the thing.
Actually, when you go through a video solution, what happens is you realize what the teacher really wants to ask you. Sometimes, I see students wasting a time on a, fake pseudo choice that we might have made. And our purpose was only to tell you something very important. And, when you listen to the video in 1 minute, okay, only this much is important, nothing else is required. So I strongly recommend students to go through the video solutions of the grant test. I think they help a lot. What was the frequency of grant test? Please tell me that. What was the frequency of your appearing for your grant tests? How frequently did you give grant tests?
So after, like initially I gave only one every month, but then I improved to once every week. Especially in the last 2 months, I've given one every week. And then the mock test, not the mock test, the CBTs came. Uh,
Hmm.
in those weeks, I did not give a GT, but till then, I've given a GT every week.
And can you tell us some of your ranks in CBT? Anything that you want to share, which gave you confidence that you're on the right track?
Yeah, in the INICET CBT that dance conducted, I got a rank of 61, and so that boosted my confidence a lot. Like I was sure that I could do it. Like, almost all the children are from dance only, so if I can get this,
Were you happy with the standard of the INI CBT that we had done? I think that was a very high quality paper. I think, were you happy with the way we could mimic the real exam minus the little bit of things that the exam board changed this year? But were you happy with the standard of the exam?
yes, I was time management was the thing. After giving the CBT, I realized that I had to manage my time more. So that was a real eye opener, I could say. Like especially the multiple choice questions. Even though in INICT did not have multiple choice, they were all like this A, B, B, C. So it was like multiple choice only, like multiple options correct only. So we had to manage time a lot, and CBTs helped in that.
I think that was the hidden PGI pattern this year. There was a PGI pattern but hidden into a single best response. It was more multiple answer type, but they had hidden it somewhere. The secret method. And I also want to know from you, like, you have been attending dams classes for last 1 year. You've been giving tests, doing question banks, doing previous year papers, and you have come in contact with many teachers through the Facebook club as well. So any particular teachers that come to your mind today when you look back and look back at the journey, and you feel that, okay, these are the teachers who made a real impact on your performance?
I really have to say, Rajiv Dhawan sir, ENT, like his talks were so motivating, helped me to go on. And then also Ranjit sir and Sanjeev sir in pathology, and also you sir. Like I'm not joking. I used to write down the point of times where you'd say these stuff to motivate us. No, yeah, it's very nice to watch them all over again.
It is such a pleasure to hear from you. And I also want to know that, it's a very interesting question that I have framed this year. That can you share any dams moment with us, which was like a Eureka moment for you, like you like, oh, or a change moment that, okay, after this moment you kind of started to believe in yourself. Maybe a teacher told you something in the chat box, or maybe something that happened that you was like wow moment for you. Any moment that you remember?
Um, I think that the first ELT class that I attended, that was a real turning point where Rajesh sir told that we have to create this patch of life with discipline, and that will take us to high. I think I that mind.
Great. Great. I think, usually what I've seen is whenever I ask this question, most students, they talk about their first class, because I think when they come to a dance class, they have a, mindset of a medical college kind of a class. And when they come to a class and then they realize how interactive the entire teaching happens, so that usually is the turning point. And I
Yeah,
also want to know, but tell.
that was my first class.
Yeah. I know. And Beta, I'm so happy to hear from you today that you could make a journey starting at the end of internship with a regular course to a rank 13. That is awesome. We are really, really proud of you. And considering the background of 2020 and considering the changes that happened in the exam pattern, you kept on going. And I think you have a lot of potential. I think you will do very well in life in future as well. With the background, I want you to analyze the INICET paper for us. Like, what was the difficulty level of the paper?
I would say that it was moderately tough. It was moderately tough. Like it was not so tough, but it was not easy either. I'm saying that it is not easy because the concepts were all like basic topics that everyone must have heard of those topics. There was nothing alien. Like there was no Chinese, no things like that, you know. So, but the topics were
There's a
all
lot of
basic.
Chinese in the world today.
There was a lot of there was a lot of depth and concept in the options. So I think that is what made the exam moderately tough.
Yes. And how many questions did you attempt in this paper? How many did you finally attempt out of
I
200?
attempted 182.
182. Do you think that you were a little bit more defensive? Because I've interviewed a lot of top 20 rankers in this year, and they were all like 193, 194. Were you defensive in the paper, or were you like sure marking what you're truly sure of?
I was when I gave the paper, I felt like this is a moderately tough paper. Like I had a feeling that people would not be. I had a feeling that it would make it more negatives if I had marked more. So I think I had already decided that I would attempt between 180 and 185. And in the end, they had already given us that mark for review will not be uh, evaluated. So I just reviewed all my mark for review questions, and I decided that in 182 I stopped. And I was
Great.
able to manage time well because of that.
And I also want to know from you, like, did you feel that this year's the subject-wise distribution was it a bit different from classic AIMS exam of the past, or do you feel that like how many questions in medicine, surgery, gynae, or short subjects? Do you think that ratio was altered this year? Because of you have given a previous AIMS exam also in the mid-year also.
There was a question. There was more questions from psychiatry definitely, and I think like NIMHANS was also there, and then medicine surgery. I think that the ratio was maintained. I think I did not do a very detailed evaluation of the exam after giving it, so I'm not so sure. But definitely neurosurgery and psychiatry was like more important this time.
Yeah. I think that is because of the enhance being added to the board, and I think even the short subjects had more representation than a classic games exam would have. You had anesthesia questions this time. You had like dermatology, radiology. I think orthopedics. All short subjects were given weightage, which in a usual AIMS exam, it would be more. They will be at the fringe sometimes, and so I think they have done a good subject by balancing. And second thing they have done is they have given representation to all patterns. Like the old Pgi pattern is given room by adding those multiple answer type questions.
Yeah,
Uh, were you
absolutely.
were you surprised by those patterns?
Yeah, I was surprised. Like I was not expecting this much permutations and combinations. Like even when I thought that okay, this will be one, then the next option will be more likely. Like you had to. It was like a game.
Hmm. Do you think that made the paper more knowledge intensive?
Yeah, it definitely. Like the depth and concept was so important this time. Like anyone who had a superficial knowledge of all the things would not have done it. Like if anyone who was lucky enough to do the only the common topics in depth, I think that would be the best for this INICT.
That is actually very truly said. Like in sometimes in the last 3 years, one or two AIMS paper were very superficial. So sometimes I would see people would come and say that I can use common sense and rule out. But I think this paper was not about common sense. It was about common sense plus knowledge. You had to have knowledge, otherwise you can't do it because more than one. There were so many combinations and permutations to be considered. How many visual questions were there in the paper?
Visual questions were there a lot, and the problem was that you need to know the theory also because the pictures were so small. You couldn't zoom. So actually, after reading the question itself, I would decide like this is the answer, and then I would look at the image because the image was so small, you could not zoom it also. And then more important to people who did good because so many commonly used things in the wards like cannulas and even the urine bag, things like that, rice tube, all these things were asked. So I think that they're giving importance to that also.
And I think that is a good thing that they are doing, and there is that element of practicality in the exam, that there are some questions on those
Questions on.
the practical aspects also. I hope you are able to hear me.
Hello?
Are you able to hear me, Becha? Yes. Are you able to hear me now? I think the headphone got disconnected.
Sorry, sir. I couldn't hear you.
Now, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me now? I think the headphone got disconnected in between. Hello?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Yes?
Sir, I didn't
Can you?
hear the question.
Okay, no problems, no problems. I was just repeating that you have done very well in this exam, and we are really proud of your achievement. Can I also meet your parents and give a personal congratulations to your parents and family if somebody is around?
Okay, sir. So my mom is not here. My dad is here.
Great. Let's meet him. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? Yes, sir, I would just wanted to say congratulations to you. Your daughter has done very well. She has come 13 all over India. Heartiest congratulations.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, for.
Sir, I just want one message from your side regarding your daughter. Tell us something about your daughter, that how she worked hard and how many hours she did put in study. Anything as a proud father you want to tell anything about your daughter today?
Yes, she was taking much pain to achieve her goal of dream, and she was very much helpful and doing well. And her dream was to have an education in an institution, so she achieved that goal with God's grace. And it is the material of dams, so it is also it is also very helpful. So the dams will also be in our heart, sir, and it is as parents, we are very proud of her also.
Sir, we are very, very thankful to you, and we are very, very happy, because at this moment, I feel that, this is the feeling that she has been working for. I think, she has worked hard and she's achieved her dream, but when she sees that proud in your eyes, when she sees the happiness in your eyes, that is what makes her really happy, I think.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, yes, sir. Exactly, sir.
So we are very happy today, and I'm very excited to be able to talk to her. We were waiting since morning to connect to her, and I think we are, on behalf of all the teachers, we are sending all our blessings, all our best wishes to her, and I think she will do very well in future as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Better tell me, what branch do you want to take now?
I want to take general medicine.
Great. And
Either
any choice of AIMS, PGI, JIPMER, which one?
either AIMS Delhi or PGA. I have not decided yet.
Great. Great. This is the time now to do this kind of thinking, find out, where you have your seniors, where you can, gel better, and, make a plan like that. And I also now want you to give us, all the future aspirants are listening to you today. Give them a message, a message from your heart, that, what do you think they should be doing? There would be somebody like you 1 year back who may not have studied well, and but when he must have given the INICET, must be very disheartened with the rank. Can you tell them something that, if you could come back from 30,000 with hard work, you've done sheer hard work, and you were telling that there were times that when you studied 13, 14 hours a day, with sheer hard work, you made 13,000 into 13, 1 3. Massive, great. Now, can you tell something to future aspirants that can pep them up, recharge their batteries right now?
I think that it's important not to get disheartened by whatever is thrown onto your face. The old saying, you can only deal with what is given to you. So in whatever position you are, you have to start preparing from there and decide on what you want now itself, so that you don't end up compromising later.
Great. And Vida, I also want you to, there are so many Damsonians in Kerala who are listening to you today. Can you give them a message in Malayalam as well, something motivating, something very, something that can recharge them?
ഇപ്പൊ കേട്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ മലയാളി സുഹൃത്തുക്കളും നാളെ നിങ്ങളും ഈ എക്സാം എഴുതേണ്ടി വരും. എൻ്റെ ജൂനിയേഴ്സ് എല്ലാവരും, എൻ്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. എല്ലാവരും നന്നായി പഠിക്കുക. അടുത്ത കൊല്ലം നിങ്ങളും ഇതേമാതിരി ഈ ചാനലിൽ വന്ന ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂ തരണം, അത് ഞാൻ കാണും. So all the best to you too.
Tell me English as well so that I can also follow. I said, what did you say? I said, what did you say? Can you repeat it in English for us?
Sir, I told them that next year they also have to give an interview in this channel, and I will see that.
Great. And I think that is the right spirit. That is the right spirit of a massively talented senior inspiring her juniors that you can be in the same position if you keep working hard. Hard work can move mountains. And what I see in her is a very, very strong young lady who has determination, who knows what she has, who knows her, she knows, exactly knows that this is not me, this is me. When she saw her rank in the first attempt, she knew that she has not studied. If she works hard, she can make it happen. So this is what I want all of you to draw inspiration from. I think Sryla beta, your interview will be one of the most talked about interview of this year, because I think you have done a commendable thing in a very difficult year. It was a difficult year, I know, but you've done very well. I'm really, really proud of you. I'll pray to God that you get the seat of your choice in the place of your choice, and you make a fabulous career. And I would also, in my heart, there is a desire that I want to interview you once more after DM entrance in AIMS also. Once more, I want to take this interview and say that 3 years later, now she is now joining DM in AIMS or any big place. I wish you all the best, beta. Convey my
Thank you, sir.
mom as well.
Thank you, sir. I will, sir.
Okay. God bless you, beta. Bye, beta. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.